thumbnail if I do one right here. If not,
you also need to add a spoiler.
Oh yeah,
This whole
full spoiler talk. Full spoiler talk. All the glory to God. We just seen reminders of Him. What do you think about it, White Samson?
I loved it. I thought it was a cute, like, romance. I love a good. I was like, I never read what was her name? Colleen Hoover.
Yes.
Books before, but I've seen them. But this would have been a good read. I would have definitely been like crying. I love a good book that makes me sad. I think it was really. I liked it. It was definitely like a plot twist when she was like, "That's my daughter." I'm like, whoa! I didn't even like think about that.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't put, like that's what she's like. Oh.
Oh
Wow.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good movie. It was a good movie.
And I was shook when the dad, the dad came into the house and saw them too.
Oh yeah, that was.
I was like, no way. What is he doing all the way coming up there? What did he say when he came?
His wife wanted to check on them, or check on him on leisure.
On him and leisure.
No. So the wife wanted to check on leisure because he had been standing up. She was like, "You look like you've been standing up, and you haven't been getting any sleep." And so they figured that he was there because he wasn't at his house or at the bar, because small town type stuff. And they knowing leisure since Denham's age, so yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. That would have been a good book to read.
Yeah, looks like it. Looks like they did a good job of translating this from book to movie, and it looks pretty good. I haven't read the book, so y'all can let me know in the comment section like how different this is from the book compared to movie. Yes, why?
It was also filmed in Canada.
Filmed in Canada.
I want to go to Canada. I did not know Canada looks so beautiful like that.
Yeah, I thought it would be Denver, Colorado, because Leisure went to play for the Denver Broncos, so that would make sense. But I guess it's filmed in Canada. Canada, eh? But it seemed like an American thing. But I guess
beautiful there. It was.
Yeah.
It was really,
the movie looked like gorgeous.
Yeah,
the movie looked gorgeous. Like I appreciate this movie for what it is. It's definitely a good one. Towards the end, I did cry a little bit because there was just a scene when the grandmother was washing the dishes, and then Kina came in, was like, "Is there anything I can help with?" And then she's just like, "No, you can just go out there and be with your daughter." Through the movie, it was like we couldn't really tell if the mother was just like very against. Well,
I would say both.
Yeah.
And I think towards the end, she kind of felt like very guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keeping them I guess because they didn't know, they were so quick to jump.
Yeah.
Which is kind of hard in the moment when you like lost, your child.
Yeah. And
you're quick to like, you don't know how your mindset will be, so you just point it easiest like finger.
Yeah, so the timeline of the movie is, if you want to think about it too much, I'm like, okay, so did they not have cell phones at the time of the wreck?
They probably did. They probably just like,
it probably flew out the car and she probably wasn't thinking about it.
That, or they probably didn't bring one with them. Like,
probably if they were like going to the lake and they're trying to like have a weekend to themselves, because it was Scotty's birthday. So he probably didn't bring it.
The phone definitely might have flew out because that car was turning.
They had the windows open and everything like that. So some people leave their phones out when they're driving. Like I leave my phone out, I'll have it in like the phone holder like I do right now. I don't always have it in my pocket. Sometimes I do. Most of the time I don't. That was one question that came to my mind. So like, she said she was in prison for 7 years, and she went to prison mainly because she felt sad for herself and just felt like it. She didn't. Yeah, she felt so guilty, and that's why she played it guilty. Well, she didn't feel guilty. She felt sad, and like she didn't have a reason to live anymore, and so that's why she played guilty. So she wasn't feeling guilty. She was feeling sad throughout the whole movie. Everyone's like pointing out how sad she looks. She's pointing out how sad music is, and just how sad she is right now. And people just like left and right saying, "You look sad. You look sad. You look sad. You look sad." The theme of the movie is she's sad without Scotty, but then she changes, and it's like, why does she change? And that scene with Ivy is the reason why she changes, because Ivy reminds her that she has hope in her daughter, or being a mother to her daughter, or at least seeing her daughter or being around her daughter. And so that's where you see in some of the scenes with Ledger, she's like, she wants a good life for her daughter, at least. And the hope was, she quite literally said it, they quite literally just put it out in the movie. It was just like, she felt sad, but then she had Denim, and that's where her hope came from.
Yeah, when she found out she was pregnant.
And had a child, and I think she had premature birth because of the wreck, I believe.
Yeah, that would make sense. And I think she doesn't like the music because when they wrecked, they were like singing to music.
Yeah. And like in the very beginning of the movie, it made it seem like she was under the influence, but if you piece it together, because they don't explicitly say it in the movie, you have to like piece it together. So at the beginning of the movie, she was like sentenced 7 years in prison, vehicular manslaughter under the influence. Then you get to the end of the movie where you see the flashback, and you see they ate a gummy, and that we gotta assume that gummy is edible, simply because in the middle of the movie, or in the beginning of the movie, when they first few scenes with Ledger and Denim, or Ledger and Scotty's dad, they show a flashback of Ledger and Scotty being high on their playground set, or on Scotty's playground set. Yeah. Right before Ledger went to the NFL, and they were talking about Ledger looked at Scotty's baseball glove and was like, "Is that a pigeon?" And so that was like kind of a running joke throughout the movie, and then it was like a nice little touch to like, there was a pigeon at the end, like a little nod to like Scotty, like Scotty's like approving or watching over them,
or he
something like that.
Visited them,
right, or something like that. Yeah. So this was like, to be honest, this movie was like this movie was somewhat realistic, because like unfortunately not all families in America are like picture perfect all the time, and you do have cases like this and these circumstances like this, where this movie is not exactly capturing this exact circumstance for every single family. That's not a picture perfect family, but it is capturing some of the complexities and some of the issues, and like most of those issues comes from having like hard conversations, or really what the movie was about was like unfolding the honesty, like just being truthful, like, and learning the truth and coming to terms with that, versus living in a lie and keep pushing people away. And that's what love is, and that's how God designed it. The truth. And sometimes we can let our emotions or what have you turn us away from that. And as tough as it was for the grandparents in this movie to like come to terms with that and like actually hear her side out, it was something that they were very reluctant to do. and it was something that you can see in their heart that like if they didn't do this, they were going to go down like a dark path themselves, whereas like they didn't want to be like that, and they wanted to know the truth or what really happened, or her perspective versus how she presented in the courtroom, where she gave up on herself. She lost hope. In Jesus we have hope. So Kenna, the main character, we learn from everyone else's perspective that it looks like she didn't have any remorse when she just said she was guilty, but really she was just sad and giving up on life until she found out that she was pregnant. But she found out she was pregnant afterwards, after the sentence and everything like that. So she said literally in the movie that she would have not pleaded guilty, which I don't think she would have really went to prison or jail for that. I don't think so. Like,
the fact that no one stopped either, and then she was on the highway, was crazy. Right. That part, and like she's a good-looking young lady, and no one stopped at all. Like she's bleeding out and hurting. Like,
yeah.
I would at least call 911 and be like, "Hey, I seen this lady, whatever."
Yeah. But then, like, also, and that again, it brings into question, like, what time period is this? Is it like 7 years ago, and they have like Uber? Can you look up when was Uber like was the thing? Like, when did Uber start? Because in the movie he was like,
wow, wait, Uber Cap. It was first Uber Cap in 2009.
Uber Cap 2009.
Wait.
So in the movie, Ledger asks Kenna, like, was there Uber around before you went in? And she was like,
shit.
Yeah. So that kind of gives us like a somewhat of a timeline, because she got out 7 years later.
Yeah.
Right? So that's where I'm just like, they didn't have a cell phone. I can give it to them. Cell phone probably flew out the car. But then it was just like, the road that they were on at the end of the movie, or in the beginning of the movie, is now a paved road with markings on it and everything like that. 7 years prior to that, in the flashbacks, or at the last scene in the flashback, you see that the road was not a paved road. It was not like a concrete, or they poured down lines as like the mayonnaise and the mustard, you know. It was just a gravel road that had a hole in it that she just hit, and it just so happened to flip the car over.
I would say it was the gravel road that caused the accident.
Right. Not necessarily something. It's not necessarily anything that they necessarily did. It doesn't even look like they were going that fast in the movie. So it's just a freak accident, and she just, and she, essentially this movie is about how do you deal with like freak accidents or different things. Like, how do you deal with that, and where do you find your hope, and how do you come out of being sad, and how do people deal with that reconciliation of these events? Yeah. You got anything, Wife Sampson?
No. What do you rate this movie?
What do I rate this movie?
Yeah.
This is a solid like date night movie. You can take it home. You can go on a date with your spouse, and watch this movie. You might have a little cry, a little tear here and there. Will we eat popcorn to this movie? We didn't.
It's because we were. Oh, I was full earlier.
Yeah, so we didn't get popcorn. So this will be.
It was 2 hours movie.
It was a 2 hour movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't feel like a 2 hour movie. It kind of felt like it paced it just well, and like everything made sense, and everything tied back into itself. Yeah, so I would rate this movie, I would say a night with the spouse. No bucket of popcorn. Yeah.
No, just rate just the movie from 1
I
to
just
10.
did.
1 to 10.
I'm not gonna give it 1 to 10.
Why?
Cause
Could you give it like a 5 out of 10?
now I'm not gonna give it 5 out of 10. I'm just not gonna rate it 1 to 10.
Why?
Because I feel like a night out with the spouse, no bucket of popcorn is a good enough
Just
rating.
rate the movie by itself.
I just did.
No, by itself. You're adding the popcorn. Just
Okay,
1 out of 10
I'll do
movie.
popcorn rating. I'll do popcorn rating. How about that? How about that? I'll do half a bucket. How about that?
Oh, I just got what you were saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you. Okay. I was like, I'm wanting numbers.
You want numbers? The closest thing you can get is like half a bucket.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say like.
This is not a refill
Honestly,
movie.
I would give it like, yeah, a bit more than half a bucket.
You give it a little bit, 3/4 of a bucket.
Yeah, it was a good story. I liked it.
Yeah. I can see 3/4 of a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
I mean,
not.
you were
It's not
in
a
the movie. I was falling asleep.
right. Yeah. It's not a full bucket movie, or even a refill, or even a bucket, even like a refill and a half. Like so, it's not anywhere near that. It's just half a bucket to 3/4 of a bucket. We throw butter on it.
Always butter.
Full butter, or you go like light butter?
I like full butter.
For this movie?
In general.
Okay, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And